You got me?
I gotcha.
Okay, so if we look, they're going to bounce around. Mixture as required. We already did it.
Rich.
Seat belts and harnesses, that's good. Flaps up, we don't have an autopilot. Heat, vent, defrost. I didn't include that in my flow. You can. To me, it's not a life or death situation, so I really don't care. But we have the cabin air open.
Okay.
There is also cabin air up here.
Oh, okay.
And one there. Okay.
Can already feel it coming in.
Yep. So we have our avionics are set. Ooh, he's got wrong frequency. Dick. And it's cranked really loud. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why we checked this, because the guy before us was messing up.
Frequency.
Okay. Transponder to standby, we did. ATIS and AWAS, that's the weather. We'll get into that down the road. Altimeter set, we did. Lights set, we did. Now as we taxi out, we're going to check the brakes, and we're going to make sure that all these other instruments work. But you see how we did it, and then we came back and checked it, and we caught when I turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't look that close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to taxi out. Right hand here.
Mm-hmm.
Left hand there. Pull that yoke all the way back.
Okay.
Okay. Now just release with your toes. Pull your throttle in a little bit, and we're going to go right over there. Just don't hit the building. So we're going to go to the right. A little bit of right rudder. A lot of right rudder. There we go.
We're going to go
now
back over here.
Ease that power out. We're going to right straight out this taxiway. Okay. Try your best not to steer with your hand.
Yep.
The easiest way to do that is
pull
just
it back.
yep. And let's cheat to the right. That gets awful close.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the easiest way to not steer is to hold it right all the way back.
Am I okay with the RPM there?
Yep. Well, you're going to adjust it as you do it, so whatever the speed is. So right here, we're going to turn to the left. So left foot. And there you go, a little bit of brake. You'll need a little bit of power. There you go. Now you ease the power back out. You have too much power if you're riding the brakes to slow down. So right now we're off in the grass. Just push the right one all the way to the floor.
Okay.
Now as it comes out, now I'm going to show you where the middle's at. Because you're not going to believe me, but that's the middle.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
Actually about right there. Now see how we're picking up a little speed? Just ease the power out a little bit. And there's a happy spot. Slow is hard to taxi. Fast is hard to taxi.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, so now just point both toes just a little bit.
Add a little brake, okay.
Okay, and then more right than left, just like that. And then we're going to stop right before this line. Okay, there we go. All right, 1,000 RPM. Right there. Now we're just holding the brakes. Now, we're going to run.
This back still or no?
Nope, you can run.
All right.
I hold it. I just basically, because if it's windy, it'll sit here and bang all over. So I always just give it a little tension. Okay. So now we're going to run a flow again. The fuel's on. I've checked it 3 times. Okay, my flaps are up. My mixture is set. Okay.
Okay.
I want 1,700 RPM, so I hold the brakes and I bring the power up to right there. Give or take. You don't have to be exact, but if you're within 50 or so, good enough for me. Okay. Now I let go of that because it doesn't. I let go of this. I'm going to hold this still. Now I'm going to check my carb heat. I pull it out. I'm going to see an RPM drop. I push it back in. Right back up.
Okay.
My trim is set. Everything's set across there. I switch hands. I'm going to do 2 clicks to the left. It's just click, click. 1, 2. You see an RPM drop. Now 2 clicks to the right. 1 more. 2. There you go.
Goes back up.
Yep. 1 click to the left. Goes down. 1 click to the right. Back up. At some point in your training or your flying, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. So don't go real fast. Just click, 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 click. So it's 2, 2, 1, 1. At some point you're going to be in a hurry and you're going to go click and you're going to turn it all the way off. When you do that, let go. Let the airplane stop.
All right.
Your first reaction should just be to let go. Your natural reaction is going to be to turn it back on. Oh shit, I screwed up. I want to fix it. That's going to cause it to backfire.
Okay.
We don't like that. That's hard on the exhaust. So if you turn it off, let go, let the engine stop. Maybe give it a shot of prime, maybe not, or just try to start it. Start back up, okay? So we did that. Primer's in and locked, okay? All of our instruments are still looking the way they should. They didn't go crazy on the way.
All right.
I come over here. Oil pressure's good. Oil temperature will come up. Amps are just to the right. We're charging just a little. Suction's around 5. Okay.
Yep.
Come back here. Ease that all the way out to the stop. Yep, all the way out. Boom. It should keep running. Now we go back to 1,000. Yep, just stick your heel of your hand right on that. That'll help you. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to check our flight controls. Wherever these point, that's the aileron that should be up. The other one should be down. So if I go like this, that aileron's up and this one's down. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I go back. Then I go to this side. That one's up, that one's down. Okay. I go in, and then I'm going to do one to the middle. I do that, I'm just looking to make sure it's all free. Okay, so if you look back, you can see the elevator move.
Yep.
Now the one that everybody forgets, I have flight controls on my feet.
Rudders.
I gotta do that, I gotta do that. Checking to make sure they're not binding or catching or anything like that. Okay, now I've done that, I'm gonna come here and turn my altimeter or my transponder to altitude because it's warmed up. All right, let's see if we missed anything. That light will flash when it's interrogated. Parking brake, that's our feet. Flight controls, we just did them. Fuel valve is on. Trim, we checked. Mixture, best power, it's set. Throttle, we did 1700. Notice I kind of point at things. 1700. Magnetos, I checked them. Carburetor heat, I checked it.
Mm-hmm.
Engine instruments and amp meter, I looked at those. Suction gauge, I looked at those. Idle, I did that. Throttle friction lock, that's this, however tight you want it. Doors and windows are closed. Strobes and landing lights are on. We're going to taxi out. We're going to do a landing light. See, we missed one. Which I don't like to do that while I'm sitting here doing the run-up anyway. Transponder, altitude, time record, brakes, and an abort plan. I have those. Okay? There we go.
All right.
Now you're going to talk to the world. We're going to send our radio waves into space. So you're going to key the mic, and you're going to say Riverview, which is where we're at. We're in this airplane, so you're going to say Riverview, Cessna 18 Golf, back taxi 14 Riverview. So the only thing you really have to remember is back taxi 14. We know where we're at, we got this, and we know where we're at. Okay?
So one more, so it's back.
Riverview,
Cessna 18 Golf,
back taxi,
14,
Riverview.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay.
Riverview, Cessna 18 Golf, back taxi, runway 14, Riverview.
Like a pro. Now, 100 years from now, some aliens are going to hear that. And they're going to go, "Whew, who was that guy?" All right, hand up on the throttle.
All right.
We're pulling out on a highway. They don't have to have radios to land on it. So I don't cross a street without looking.
No.
I don't get on a runway without looking. Nobody coming this way. Nobody coming that way, and nobody's right out over here. Because they're going to come this way, and land. Or they're going to come over there and land. So, we looked, we're good. We're going to taxi out, yoke all the way back. Let's see if we can get to the end of the runway. And while you do that, I will check the airplane out so I know when we started. Now there's a rule in the airplane. For some reason you're going to hit something, hit it hard enough to total the airplane, but not hurt yourself. Because we don't want it to go down for 6 months while they fix it. We just want to go buy a new one.
I'll make sure to remember that. We're taxiing to the end of the runway here.
Yep.
And just
we'll
do a quick, just a 180.
We'll do a 180.
So the wind must be coming from the other direction tonight
right
versus.
behind us. Yep.
Is this too fast to taxi, or is this okay?
This is about as fast as you want to go.
Okay, it felt a little bit fast, so.
All right.
Did you just look at the windsock for where the wind direction is, or okay?
Yep, that's all I did.
And you go this way and.
Go either way you want.
Whoa.
Oh, look at you. Getting cocky. You're doing well. All right, now a little power. Little power, little power. Pull it around. Point your toe a little bit more power. All right, now before we take off, we want the nose wheel straight. Let it roll just a little bit so our feet are flat. Now pull the power to 1,000. Stand on the brakes. All right, perfect. Now we're going to take off.
Okay.
Riverview, Cessna 18 Golf. Departing 14 Riverview.
Riverview, Cessna 18 Golf, departing 14 Riverview.
All right.
I'll forget that by tomorrow.
Now relax your hand. Just relax and let the control go where it wants to go. So nice and loose. Okay? All right. We're going to slowly add the power. 2 seconds. 1001, 1002. Power should be in.
And release the brakes right now?
Yeah. I do it kind of as we start to roll.
1001, 1000.
Okay. Slide your heels onto the floor. We don't want our toes anywhere near the brakes. Steer with your feet. Steer with your feet. Steer with your feet. Steer with your feet. Go to the middle of the runway. There we go. All right, right about here it feels like we should pull back just a little bit. And what we want to do is raise the nose right there and then just let it roll. And see how it just lifts off. Relax your hands, relax your hands. Not going to jump anywhere. There you go. Now I'm just looking out the front. Now if you notice we're kind of going that way and banked that way. That's because we have to do this. Everybody wants to fly crooked.
So we needed to go right rudder?
Right rudder, but when I do the right rudder, tell you what, put your feet flat on the floor. Okay? Now let's pitch the nose up here. Now watch what happens to this nose. As we go, it's slowly going to start going to the left.
Yep.
Okay? So you'll realize, you don't realize it, but you kind of notice that. So you actually do this to try to stop it. And that's not what we do.
You use rudder.
So now we're nose pointed to the left and wings banked to the right. So what we have to do is right rudder and hold the wings level.
Okay.
When we take off, we want the wings level. Everybody takes off like this.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy because it feels so icky.
Newman traffic has
So now,
a 45 for left.
If you look out the front,
full stop,
Yep.
I am not flying by the airspeed indicator, even though we're climbing at 80, and that's the exact speed I want to climb at. I'm not using that to judge that. I'm using this. That's telling me if I'm right or not. This is the control. Okay? And I'll show you that when we get turned around and a little higher on how I can adjust the pitch a lot, and the airspeed follows it. It doesn't lead it. This leads the airspeed. So let's make a turn to the left. And you won't have to push the left rudder, you'll just have to let off on the right rudder a little bit.
Oh.
Yep, just roll it back. We're in a dynamic environment, it's moving. Okay, it's like scuba diving. If it moves us, we have to do what we can to move it back. Okay, so let's roll level here for just a minute. Little right rudder, little right aileron until we get there, and then stop it. Okay. All right, I'm going to steal the airplane from you for just a minute, just because I want to show you a couple things while we're climbing out here. Okay, so I'm saying that pitch determines my airspeed. So if I want to control my airspeed, I don't want to stare here. So let's say I'm fast.
Newman, Husky, left base.
So let's say I'm fast right here and I'm doing 90 and I want to go slower. Let's say I want to go 80. If I look here, I can pitch the nose all the way up to here.
Whoa.
Oh, there's 80. Now I'm going slower than that. Now I have to do this. Okay? So now I want to go 80. So now I can go. Okay, nope, that's not going to work because I'm going to go through it, right? Or I can look outside and I can put the nose right there and then wait. And let's see where the airspeed falls in.
Does you still want to be climbing at about 500?
That is just what it is.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. You're just letting this.
I'm just holding the nose on a spot on the horizon.
Okay.
So if I look at the front of the cowling of the airplane, the horizon is just underneath it for me. It looks a little different for you. But if you look, I'm going 80. It took a while to get there. So if I chase the airspeed, my pitch is going to be all over.
Uh-huh.
But if I set my pitch where I think it should be, and then wait, that will come in. So let's say I want to go 70, okay? If I want to go 70, what I do is I look outside and I pitch the nose up about that far, and then I wait. And watch what happens. I have to hold the nose there,
Yep.
and there's 70. Okay? And I know this because I fly this airplane a lot, and I know that that's what 70 looks like.
Okay, so it's a feel and what you're used to
It's
seeing.
a feel and a look outside. This follows that. If you're looking in here and say, oh, I'm slow, I want to go faster, and moving the nose while you're not looking outside, you're wrong. Plain and simple, you're wrong. Okay? I'm going to give you the airplane back. We're going to climb up to 3,000 feet. You have it. You can put your feet back on the rudder pedals. You need just a little bit of right rudder. You know how much rudder you need by that little black ball. If it's between the two black lines, you have the right amount of rudder.
Air Tower, 4614 Bravo.
And then you'll ask yourself, how do I know which rudder to put? Step on the ball. If it's out to the right, push with the right.
Okay.
If it's out to the left, take the right out and then push with the left. So
use that on just a straight, like as we're just climbing straight.
climbing straight out, you got to have right rudder because the slipstream and the torque of the engine and all these different things want to make it go to the left. The easiest way to know if you have enough rudder or not is if I turn and line up with these roads and I just kind of pick out front, okay? If you let off, go ahead and let off the right rudder. Watch what the nose does. It goes that way.
Yeah.
Okay? And it'll slowly keep going that way. But if I have enough right rudder, I basically just point the nose there and then keep it there.
Okay.
So notice everything is looking outside.
Yep.
There's all these fancy gauges that they give us. We use them as a reference to make sure that what we're doing outside is working.
What a beautiful night.
Yep. Yep. All right, so there's 3,000 feet. We're going to level off. Keep climbing a little bit. We're going to go just shy of 3,000 feet. We don't climb that fast. So now right about there, we're going to look outside and we're going to push the nose over to what looks like a fairly level attitude. We're going to do it nice and slow, just the way you're doing it. Now as the speed increases, the nose needs to keep coming down. Yep, don't pull it back quite yet. Right there. Now pull your power back and listen. When you hear a change in RPM, stop. So go ahead and keep going. I heard a change. Look at that, you're just under 2,400. So pull it back just a hair more. Right there, stop. Now, I'm holding the nose down to help you a little bit, so just hold the nose down a little bit, push.
Oh, push low pressure.
Yep, a little pressure. Now reach down here and roll that trim wheel forward, not as much as you think you need to. And you'll feel that pressure go away.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep going to the north if we can. Yep, don't rudder it, bank it if we want to. Okay. There we go. That's how we turn. Okay, so now how do we know if we have enough rudder or enough elevator or not? If it's trimmed out properly.
It doesn't feel trimmed out properly.
Okay, let go of the yoke. What's it doing?
Going down.
Okay, so what does that mean?
We need to
go the other way.
I need to push this down,
yep.
right?
Not too much. See that little bit? Now if you let go of it, what is it going to do? Okay.
Almost climb.
Almost, so we're almost there. Okay. So if I take this, I'll take it. When I fly just like this.
Okay.
A lot of people, and you will end up doing it too.
Oh yeah.
I always tell people this yoke used to be twice as big around. People crush that aluminum. So you just sit here like this, and you feel the pressure. So if it's out of trim this way, and I'm holding the nose here, I know I'm holding it because I don't have to use anything but a thumb. So what I do is I trim that pressure. I look outside, and I keep the nose where it is.
Sure.
And I do that by varying my pressure here and taking it away as I go there. This is never going to be perfect. You're always going to have to adjust a little bit up here, but this helps, okay? So now we're all set, right? So now let's descend to 2,000 feet. You go, how would I do that? What controls our altitude? That, right. Easy thing. Pull the power to 2,100 RPM. and fly 100 miles an hour. So just ease that power out. And when you do that, the nose is going to want to drop, and we want it to. Keep coming right back out, right back out, right back out, right there. Okay? Now, this pitch is going to be pretty close to 100. Look at what we're doing. We're descending nicely. Okay? Look out the front. We have the pitch where we want it, but if you notice, as we sped up, the nose came up a little bit.
Yep.
So we want to look outside. Let's keep going this way just a little bit. There you go. And we're just going to go down to 2,000 feet.
So just kind of follow this road north?
Yeah, follow that road north. Perfect. Okay, now the big thing is look out the front, keep the wings level, keep it pointed at that smoke. Let's just fly to the smoke.
Okay.
Okay, and try not to let the pitch do this. Okay, so we have the power set, so we just sit. We have 500 feet to go. When we get down to just below or just above 2,000 feet, 30, 40 feet, we just push the power into 2,400 RPM again.
We're going down to 2,000, you said?
2,000 feet, yep.
Okay.
So we're at 2,300 right now.
And you said at what point do you...
About 20 or 30 feet before we get there.
Okay. Power to 24?
2,400, yep. Not quite yet, not quite yet. Right about now, just bring the nose up and push the power in. Push it in, and hold that nose at that, what you thought was a level attitude. Push the power in. You gotta push it right in. Look outside though, look outside. There you go. Now we've guessed on the power, keep the nose level, and you shouldn't have to retrim. After a while, the airplane, because we didn't retrim it when we descended. So we should be able to just pretty much sit here fairly close to where we were, right? Seems to be.
Yeah.
All right, it's like magic. Turn and head just underneath our wing. There's a little lake there. Let's head to the lake just over your left shoulder.
You know what lake that is?
Is that Cranberry Lake?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. That's the turd farm. The brown-eyed, the corn-eyed, what do we call that? The corn-eyed brown trout farm, or pond over there. Wastewater treatment.
Oh. I was wondering where that was.
Yep, the corn-eyed brown trout. So we're going to go right at this lake.
Oh, this one here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's not really a lake. I wouldn't go swimming in it. All right. Now we're going to add some power. We're going to climb back up to 3,000. So, and we're going to do that at 80 miles an hour. So we're going to go to full power. So just push that right in. Okay, notice the nose automatically wants to go up.
Yep.
Okay, now if we hold the nose about right there, that was our 80 mile an hour pitch, pretty close right there. We might have to hold it there once it gets there and then roll in just a little bit of back trim. Right, so I'm guessing if you let go, the nose wants to drop. Okay, just a little bit, right?
Yep.
So if we do that and then just reach down here, and it's going to be about that much. It. Okay? Piece of cake, right? Ready for me to get out? You got this all on your own.
No. I have learned that I don't ever bite off more than you can chew.
Oh, that's how you learn.
But you told me you train to your right about here, so I...
Yeah, I like to keep you right below your nose. Sometimes I like to dunk you. Little bit of right rudder. See how that nose wanders? You'll get used to that, and it's just pressure. It's just resting pretty much your foot on.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize till right now how sensitive it really can be.
Yep.
Like just your...
The small bits, the smooth bits are nice and gentle. It's just pressure. If we're flying the airplane right, it should just be pressure here and there. If we're flying it wrong, we're horsing it around.
Okay.
Or we're doing aerobatics. And we're not ready for aerobatics yet. Well, I'll do aerobatics. You're not ready for aerobatics yet.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's the best.
Right traffic, Skyhawk 41 Victor, 4 miles east. We'll enter downwind 22, right.
Who is that?
Brighton Airport.
Oh, Brighton?
Brighton. He's a long ways away.
I was going to say, how did we pick that up?
A little bit more right rudder. And you can
Step
tell
on
just
the ball, right?
Yep, just look outside. What's happened is we started here and the nose has just slowly creeped over to the left. So the easiest thing is to pick a spot outside and just kind of keep flying to it. I spend 98% of the time looking outside.
Yep.
So here's our altitude. Pitch the nose over. Look for that level pitch attitude over the nose. Let it accelerate for a few seconds. Hold that nose down. It's going to want to start pushing up. Now pull the power back until you hear a change. Then glance over, see where you're at. Pretty close, just a little bit more out. There you go, done. Good enough for me. Now trim whatever pressure away. And here's how you think of it. If you're pulling back, you need to pull back.
Or if
you're pushing forward, you push forward on
Oh,
the top.
that's good.
And that's a lot.
Wow, it really, you're right, it didn't take much there.
Yep, at high speeds, which we're going 100 miles an hour, at high speeds it doesn't take much. Now the thing is, you need to fly it with this and hold the nose where you want it. Otherwise, if the nose is wandering, then your trim will you'll always be chasing it. Okay, so now take your hand off of it and let it sit. I always tell people, if you're going to put your hand on something, you should be using it. So that seems pretty darn close, right? So now the fine tuning is just right here.
Okay.
Right? So we're up here. One thing that I didn't tell you that we're going to do, I'm going to show you the trim and why we don't fly it with the trim. So if I hold the nose, so I'm going to take the airplane from you. If I hold the nose right here, I can trim this airplane. I can trim the nose up, trim it up, trim it up. But you notice the nose isn't going anywhere, right? But I want you to see something.
Whoa.
Okay? I'm holding the nose.
I didn't see your own.
I'm holding the nose. And when we do our flying, this is what we hold with. The reason for that is this is delayed. The trim is called a secondary flight control for a reason. It's because if I'm saying, oop, let's say I'm descending a little bit, okay? So I'm right here and I'm descending and I'm hands off. I'm like, ooh, I want to be level. I don't want to be descending. So I reach down here and I do this. Now I'm going to climb that little bit. And if I go here, now watch how long it takes before it finally finds a home.
That takes a while.
Okay. Now the thing is, when it goes down, if we wait, it's going to start coming back up. So the easiest way to say, hey, I want to be level, is to take the primary flight control, put it where we want it, let the airplane sit for a while and settle down, and then trim away the pressure. Okay? There's people that constantly fidget with this, set it, get it where you want it. You're going to have to make small adjustments here. You're a pilot, you want to fly. That's what we're doing. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to quickly get us back up to 3,000 feet. We're going to do a couple of turns.
Okay.
Now, if you notice, when I'm climbing, I look out here, I get my pitch, and I'm actually looking right up here. I see some contrails and some clouds, and I'm using enough right rudder to keep us going that way. I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing this. I'm holding it right there with the wings level. 3,000 feet. I just push the nose over, and I look outside. Push the nose over. I'm not even going to look in. I'm going to do this all without looking. See how close I can get. Okay, let it accelerate. By 400, trim away the pressure. Right there. Okay, just a bit more. 50 RPM off, right at my altitude.
Perfect.
That's what we want to be able to do. You don't have to look inside. We don't want to look inside. Okay? So now we're going to do some turns. I'm just going to show you one. If we look here, there's 10, 20, 30 degrees. Each mark is 10. Then it goes 30 to 60.
Wow.
Our standard banks are no more than 30. That's what people are comfortable with. Okay? So I'm going to do a 30-degree bank to the left.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to look outside, and I'm going to start a roll. And I'm an intelligent person, fairly. That's going to be fairly close to 30. I'm going to look here. That's pretty close. Now I'm going to hold the nose right here, and that's going to hold my altitude. But I want you to know something. we haven't changed the trim, right?
Right.
But if I let go, the nose drops. Remember we talked about that? We have to hold the nose up. We're using some of our lift to turn, so we have to increase our angle of attack to generate more lift. Okay? So we're just going to sit here. Now I'm going to roll to the south. I'm going to roll level. Now it's right aileron, right rudder. I'm just going to keep going. Now when I get to about 30 degrees, I'm going to stop the bank. Okay? And then I'm going to hold the nose up a little bit. Okay? And then it looks a little different because now I'm on the bottom side of the airplane, so it's a different look. So you just have to get used to that. Now here's why passengers don't like over 30. If I roll to 45, which is only 15 degrees, 45
you really start to feel
is right here.
Whoa.
Okay?
That's 45, yep.
That's a difference, right?
Sure is, man.
Okay?
You feel that pushing you down.
Yep, it pushes you down. And if we don't push it down, the nose drops and we go real fast and things like that. So let's practice some turns to the left and to the right.
Okay.
No more than 30 degrees. Spend most of the time looking outside. I don't care if these are off so much. Let's just try to figure it out by looking outside, okay?
Okay.
All right, whenever you're ready. I'm looking around. I don't see any other airplanes. So right about there's 30. Well, you're going to have to bring the nose up. You'll know that because it's going to start revving. And the air noise is going to get more. Little bit of left rudder. There you go. And you'll probably have to bank the other way. If you use enough left rudder, you'll actually be doing this. You'll actually almost be banked to the right.
Oh, okay.
Because it wants to overbank. So you have to stop it and hold it there. So just a little bit of left and down we come. All right, I will stop going towards the lake. We'll roll level again, and then we'll go to the right. Right at the lake. Stop right, going right at the lake there.
Oh, the lake?
The big lake.
The big one.
The really big one. Yep. Okay, so let's roll level. Going straight at it.
Okay.
Now, let's bank to the right and do the same thing. There you go. Let that nose down. You'll need right rudder. There you go. Just a tad bit more right rudder. And when you do that, you're going to have to take a little bit. There you go. You got to hold it. Okay. Now just keep it coming around. Hold that steady right rudder in there. Just hold it, hold it. I didn't have my bifocals on. I was like, whoa, I can't read anything. 47 was not a kind year to me.
I had to do that vision test today for the medical exam, so.
There you go.
I had LASIK 10 years ago.
Oh, it's still working for you? Let's roll level here.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about it, but a little bit of left rudder when you do that. Anytime you go this way, anytime you're doing a bank or a turn, think with your feet first. So, let me show you something. Go ahead and let go. I can turn the airplane with just the rudder. Okay.
Sure can.
Okay. And that's actually more comfortable if I do it gently than if I do, to me, this doesn't feel right. Because it feels like I'm sliding.
Okay.
Okay. Most people are more comfortable. If you're in a car and you turn to the left, you slide to the outside.
Right.
So that's a more comfortable. But if I go to, so when I'm here, and it seems counterintuitive because we're banked to the left, but when I'm going back to the right, I have to do right rudder. And I actually start just a split second with my rudder before the aileron. It's kind of like doo-doo. Doo-doo. So if I go left, it's rudder aileron. If I go right, it's rudder aileron. Actually needed more rudder on that one. And what we can do, we'll do that. I like to get that rudder stuck in our head right away. If I'm pointed in this direction, I can keep the airplane pointed in this direction. by doing this and this quickly. See how that nose is kind of staying right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I don't use enough rudder, the aileron or the nose goes there and there and there and there. See how it swings the opposite
So
direction?
you were using rudder before to keep
Yep.
it straight. Okay.
So if I go to the left, so I'm going to do that same thing again, only with rudder. If I go to the left, go ahead and feel it.
Yeah.
If I go to the left, I go here, 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 here. A little early on that one. Here, here, here. Boom. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that a little bit. Just go
Okay.
10, 15 degrees to the left, to the right. Just kind of do it quick. So left, up, and the back. Go ahead and do it quick if you want. There you go.
I'm trying to.
Yep, feel it. Right rudder. Yep, a little bit more. See how the nose swung to the left? Means you didn't have enough. There you go. Lead with the rudder. There you go. That felt better.
Oh.
Yep, and then you'll get to the point where you can feel it. Piece of cake, right? So that's
Yeah.
one thing that we'll work on a little bit, and I want you to really, especially when we get down close to the ground and we're coming into land, people will saw on they'll sit here and it'll be nice and smooth like this, and we'll come in and we'll approach it like this.
Uh-huh.
They won't touch the rudder, and the nose is slewing all over the place. And I'll be like, don't. If you want to go that way, rudder, and that way. If you want to go that way, rudder, and that way. Okay? All right. We're going to start heading back towards the airport.
Okay.
While we're going there, I'm going to show you a couple things about the airplane. They're silly, they're simple, but I want to show you that this airplane, that things can happen in it, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to fall off. We're not going to do anything crazy in the airplane, by the way. Number one, these windows open.
Oh, I felt the wind.
Right, but if you open the other one, push the button, it'll even out. So you can fly here, just like that.
Wow.
Okay? So that's number one. Number two, go ahead and let go of the yoke for a second. Hold that up. We can fly it.
You're adding drag?
I'm adding drag.
Wow.
Okay? So now stick your hands out there. Go the other way. There you go, see? Nice turn. Nice
Yeah,
turn.
I'm
There you
holding
go.
on to my ring.
It's all right, I got my watch. Now let's close the windows. Okay?
All right.
These doors, at some point, they're going to pop open on you because you catch it or didn't give it shut or whatever, and it's going to go like that. That's all it does is that. And it sits part way open because the suction's pulling it open. But you can fly the airplane with the door.
Oh.
Okay, let's bank back the other way.
Sorry, that's creepy feeling.
Okay. Oh, you don't like that you can just open the door and look right down?
Yeah,
Look at the ground there.
I did that, yeah. I'm good. Maybe next time.
All right.
I did see it. I saw the wheel and the
So,
ground.
what the?
I saw 3,000 feet.
Shutting the door. All right, so let's start heading back towards that way.
Okay.
So this airplane, it's light, fully loaded. Gross weight of this airplane is 1,600 pounds.
I was going to ask you that. Okay.
I mean, it's less than half the weight of your car. Okay? But, yep, right straight that way is perfect.
Okay.
But it's built to fly in the air. This thing will spin. It will loop. You're not supposed to. It will roll. You're not supposed to. The spins enough will scare the bejeebies out of you. But it does them just fine. And it's done a few spins. And it is certified to do those. So, all right. So now as we're flying along this way, let's slow down. Let's see if we can understand this whole idea of slowing down and holding altitude. So let's pull the power back to, well, let's just go back to that 2100 RPM. Now when you do that, look outside and hold the nose where it was. Right there. Okay, now just pull right there's good RPM. Now just relax your hand with the throttle. We're not going to worry about it. Keep the nose up though. Keep the nose up. We want to slow down. We're doing that because we're reducing power. That's not making us slow down. we're slowing down because we're increasing our angle of attack to hold our altitude. So at some point it's going to all equalize out. As you're holding it up, keep trimming that. Keep holding that nose up. We're descending just a little bit. Bring the nose up with your hand, not the trim. Okay. All right, pretty good, right? So now we lost 80 feet, but now we're at 3,000 feet, flying at just under 80 miles an hour. Okay, need a little bit of right rudder, by the way. Still, there you go. The higher the angle of attack, and the slower we go, and the more power we have, the more it wants to go to the left. So right now we have kind of 2 out of those 3 things. All right? So pretty simple here, right? You're still just descending a little bit.
So we want to stay at 3,000?
Yeah, just pitch the nose to about right there.
Okay.
And then trim away the pressure.
Wait, right?
Yep, and then don't keep your hand on the trim. Trim it and then take your hand away. Otherwise you're tempted to keep monkeying with it.
Are we trying to go straight and level?
Yep, just straight and level. But straight and level is now up here.
Yeah.
Because we took some power away, we're not generating, the power's not holding us up, so we need to generate more lift. We're not going as fast, so we need to lift more. That's what this does. It increases that angle of attack. The higher the angle of attack, the more lift we generate. The less, to a point, if we exceed the critical angle of attack, then we stall. Okay, so now let's speed back up without the power. How do we do that?
Go down?
Yeah, you just pitch the nose down. So that shows you, this is speed. We pitch the nose up to hold altitude, that slowed us down. We pitch the nose down, now we're going to lose altitude, but at least we're going faster. Okay?
Okay.
Trying to work as many angles as I can with that whole speed thing. Okay? So at 2,500 feet, let's go back to cruise power. 2,400 RPM. Nose pitched where we had it. So right about there, just go to 2,400 RPM. Slide it right in, don't take too long, otherwise we're going to keep moving right there. Then just watch your pitch. It's probably going to want to pitch up on you, right?
Yep, I'm pushing it forward.
Okay, so then trim it away.
That felt good.
There you go.
Not bad.
There we go.
Now, do you know where? Oh, there's downtown.
There's downtown.
Using some of your bearings.
Coopersville's right there. 96 is running right in front of us. An easy thing to do. The lake's always over there.
Yes.
Even if we're going the other direction, then the lake's on this side, but it's still over there. If you get lost a little bit, and you can put the lake there, and you're north of downtown, you put that about there, fly this way until you hit the river. The airport's by the river.
Got it.
Okay. Grand Valley State, so you can see the river right in front of us.
Yep, I was heading right towards that.
That's a perfect spot to head. Okay. Grand Valley's just to the right of it, Allendale. Airport, Jennison's just off to the left of it. So tell you what, when we hit 96, hang a left and fly down 196.
Okay.
And you can keep it out your window so you can see it if you want. That's a little easier. We're smashing the bugs.
Yeah, aren't we?
There you go. You had a little bit of left rudder, no more bank than that.
That's I-96.
Yep.
I'm really getting a feel for the rudder a lot more. You can.
It's very
It takes
touchy.
a while. It is touchy.
It's touchy. It's just pressure. And when you're climbing especially, very rarely do you need much left rudder. It's just varying degrees of right rudder because it wants to turn to the left, so you need to hold the right. So if I want to go to the left, I just have to let the right off a little bit. Got the lights on up here. There we go. Wrong way? There we go.
We fly over my neighborhood.
Sure. Where's that at?
Right on our.
Yeah, we did, right? Yep.
You still want to follow 96?
Yeah.
Okay, that's familiar for me.
Right now, we're right over Berlin Speedway. I'll show it to you.
Oh, yeah.
It is right
Oh,
there.
well, yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
Yeah. In Marne, right?
Yep.
Well, Berlin, but...
Yep.
Okay.
Does Johnny Benson still own that track?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't even know he owned... I guess the name sounds very familiar.
He was a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
He won one race. He was my favorite driver.
Was he from Michigan?
He's from here.
Here,
yes.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yep. Johnny Benson. He was always so close to winning, and then I think in Richmond he won a race. Back when NASCAR was still fun.
Newman traffic, yellow Husky entering a 45
All right.
for left downwind.
We want to descend.
18 Newman, full stop.
Okay. So in order to do that, we just need to pull the power back a little bit, right?
Okay.
So if we just pull the power back to 2100, and we don't do much else, the nose is just going to kind of drop. We just want to control it. We don't want it to drop so far down that it does this. So we just kind of let it fall, and we fly about 100. And that's going to work just fine. We're going to level off at 1,600 feet. That's 1,000 feet above the airport. That's pattern altitude for landing.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to do, if you look up front here, there's a roundabout. That's Wilson. We're going to turn and follow Wilson.
Yeah, okay. I know right where that is.
Okay?
We're almost over Walker then.
Yep.
Oh, there's Walker City Hall. Straight ahead, I think.
My best friend lives in those condos right in front of us.
Yellow
okay.
Husky left base turning final. 18 full stop Newman.
All right, so I'll tell you what, let's cut the corner. Let's just start kind of heading this way. We're at 1,700 feet. So right here, just bring that power right back up to 2,400. We're at 1,600. We shouldn't have to adjust the trim much. Oh, Wilson's right off your left side going through the trees. Now you can see the castle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fly right at it.
Okay. If anything, I guess it's a good landmark for us.
It is a good landmark. It is a
Not the prettiest thing.
It is a monstrosity.
Why did they build that?
Because he could.
Okay.
I particularly love the hamster that they put on top of it.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a full-size lion, but it's so, the rest of it's so big, and it's so small in comparison, it looks like a hamster. So that's what we call it.
It does, actually, you're right.
All right, pitch the nose up just a little. We don't want to go down.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were 1,600, right?
1,600, yep.
Oh, we're gonna...
Yeah, that is an awful, awful... And I watched an interview where he was walking a reporter through it, and he was talking about the high-end cabinets. He said high-end cabinets, I bet 20 times.
Oh.
You know what that means? They're crap.
Yeah, you probably
He's trying to convince somebody. And I was, as they were showing him, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, you know, those don't, nothing in there looks nice. Nothing in there looks like it's going to last a while. So I'm pretty sure in, 5-10 years?
Yeah.
That it's going to be a lot of really low-income housing. Probably a little bit of crime going on around there.
That's still Wilson right there, right? Yeah.
Yep. So right up here is Fennessy Lake.
And that's right where I used to live.
Okay.
My old house was, so here's Meyer.
Yep.
And then about 2.5 more miles, there's, you know where Mulker's Orchards are?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I lived right in that neighborhood there.
Oh, we
so.
flew over you all the time then.
Yep, you sure did. Still heading towards the castle?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. We're going to go just on the other side of Tennessee Lake. We're going to kind of loop around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember going in our backyard, hearing you guys all the time, or whoever it was.
You didn't call up and complain?
No. The kids like to watch it in the backyard.
Yeah. We don't get many complaints. There's a while, and I don't know, I think that lady probably died. She didn't have anything better to do it, complain about the airplanes. I always like that. I'm like, does your neighbor mow their yard? Yeah. How long does that take for them to mow their yard? Like an hour? Can you hear their mower the whole time? Yeah. But you're going to complain about an airplane flying over your head for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not very long.
What people don't like about it is the unknown. They don't like that I can see in their dirty secrets in their backyard. They don't like that I have something that they don't. I've talked to a lot of these people. Yeah.
Oh, there's Tennessee Lake right there, yep.
There's an old runway. You look right over my shoulder.
Newman Husky.
You see right this
left face
industrial front here?
Yeah.
Right next to that, I think it's right next to that, is an old runway that runs up into the trees.
I was wondering, because there's one on a map somewhere. It looked like it was an
Well,
old...
there's actually one right off the end of the runway up here. Wells? I think it's Wells or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, there's actually a runway there too. They never use it. All right, so we're going to start a right-hand turn.
Okay.
And we're going to fly perpendicular to Tennessee Lake. So this little flat side, we want to be just right along. Riverview traffic, Cessna 18 Gulf, entering left downwind, runway 14, Riverview.
Newman Husky final 18, full stop Newman.
Sorry, did you say keep going, or...?
Yep, just keep turning, keep
Oh,
turning.
okay.
The runway's actually right down there. Right on the other side of the river, right next to the campground.
Oh, yeah, I see it. And we're going to come...
Yep, we're going to level here. Level off, level off, level off.
Oh,
level
I'm sorry.
Off. There
Okay.
you go. All right. So right here, pull the carb heat out. Carb heat. Get that one. Throttle to 1,700 feet, but don't let the nose drop. Hold the nose.
You said
Remember
throttle to 1,700?
Yep. Just like a run-up. Only hold the nose up, hold the nose up. Okay, get that power out. I'm going to put some flaps in for us. I'm going to help us out. Let's start a left-hand turn. 1, 2. All right, start a left-hand turn. And we want to fly about 80, which means we're pretty close, but don't look at that. Look outside. This is about 80 right there with this power setting. Okay, so let's keep the turn coming. You see the lakes right over there with all the people's houses on?
Uh-huh.
Yep, fly right at those lakes.
This one?
Yep, or even a better one, see these power lines? Fly to those power lines.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, not quite at them, just right down there. Okay. So we're a little ways away because we take, this is the first time you're doing it, so it takes a while to get all this done.
Yeah.
But if you watch, the big important thing that I'm going to watch is where's the nose. Don't want the nose to be doing that. So, right there is just about perfect.
Kind of 80, and then we're
fine right now. The
I haven't
runway's
lost track of the runway.
right over there. You can just see the end.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
got it. We're gonna.
Yep.
Okay.
Normally we put on more flaps here, but we're a long ways away, so we're not going
Yep.
to.
Okay.
So what I tell people is the runway's never going to move. 95% of the time out here, glance over there. Out front, glance over there. So let's turn to the left and line up with the runway. Keep the nose down, don't pull back, and don't bank too much. See, we pulled up and we slowed down. That's a natural tendency. Everybody wants to pull when they turn. This is the turn that gets people in trouble. Okay? So we're a little low, right? I want to be a little higher. So what do I need to do to go
Power.
higher? Power. Yep, so add power. Then you're going to have to actually push forward just a little when you add that power. A little bit more power. There we go. Now when you ease the power out, go ahead and ease the power back out. Let the nose down. Or pull, there we go. Pull the power, pull the power, pull the power, pull the power. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. There we go. All right, I'm going to take the airplane from right here. I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go here. We're going to go 20 degrees of flaps. Get kind of back lined up. Yeah, you can follow me along.
Yeah, I'm just no pressure on there.
Yep. Trim, get my speed. My power's out, 30 degrees of flaps. And that's all we use for a normal landing. That's right there. We want to be going about 65 miles an hour over the end of the runway, and we are. Now right here, it feels like we're going to long dart. Now I look at the far end of the runway, and I try to fly the airplane to it. I want to fly it as long as I can. Notice I'm still trying to fly it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done. The wheels are on the ground, but I'm not done. Now I'm done. Once I'm there, I'm under control. See how slow we are when that nose wheel comes down? I can push the carb in, raise my flaps up. My feet come up off the floor, and now I can put my toes on the brakes. I didn't touch the brakes.
Yeah.
I just flew it, boom. It flies on the ground. It'll fly just fine on the ground. Okay? I'm going to give you the airplane back. You have it. You're going to taxi us in.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to go up. There's a taxiway up there. It's going to be a right. And then we're going to follow. We're going to go all the way into the big ramp. Go around the cones. So on the far side towards the building. Then we'll head towards the hangar. All right, coming off the runway, let's turn our landing light off. Far right. There you go. A little bit of power. We're going to go uphill here. A little bit more. There you go. Kind of like you have to keep it rolling.
Yeah. Dead.
Yep, we're going to go right around here. Power back a little bit because now it's going to speed up on us. Start turning right. Go right at the, you can see the sticker on the hangar door.
Yep.
Just to the right of that.
And just, we go straight. I can't remember. We turn to the left.
We're going to turn to the left. Yep, we're going to come in here. Not quite yet. We can turn real sharp. We go just like, then we go just past it. Like that. There we go. All right. Now, 1,000 RPM. Okay. Now we're going to do our reverse. Off. Off. Go ahead and turn that off. The top.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, turn that all the way off. Okay. Now we can turn the taxi light off. Right, everything's off, our lights are off. Pull the mixture. Mixture. Master off.